From clarkwoods.com. This is Horribly Off Topic, episode number 115. I am Chris.
And I'm Steve. An ice cube in my mouth. It almost flew out of my mouth when I said Steve.
I am Steve.
Hold on. And I'm Steve.
And Steve, I just got to ask you. I mean, that sounds like you've been having one hell of a weekend. What'd you do this weekend?
I was just grabbing some pussy.
Huh?
I volunteered at the cat shelter.
Oh, okay. I see what you did there.
Nah, I'm only joking.
I was gonna say.
I was laying around all weekend doing nothing.
Yes, you were. So you didn't grab any pussy.
You're so shy about saying it. No, I didn't. I was pretty under the weather.
Yeah. So your weekend was not. Well, I mean, he was sniffling too. Mr.
I wasn't necessarily doing a lot of sniffling. I was doing a lot of like I was drippy. Luckily I had my mustache to catch it before it went in my mouth.
Yeah. And you had your I almost wish we had the original soundtrack version of this, but we can do a cover now. You had your bag of boogies.
Yes, I definitely had my bag of boogies.
You had your bag of boogies,
which
I did not see.
I had it over by the coffee table. And I threw it out when Chris got here.
Yeah, I said you didn't see that.
Well, because I don't want to walk over to the trash barrel every time I'm going to throw out a fucking tissue.
You explained this well, and then the last time we talked about your bag of boogies.
Yeah, well, no need to talk about it.
No
again.
need to talk about it again. Like there's no need to talk about Mr. Republican presidential nominee.
If it comes up naturally later, maybe. But
maybe.
Let's not do it now. Let's try not to.
Let's try not to.
But it might eventually come up again.
It might eventually come up like him behind Hillary Clinton last night.
Yeah, he was a creepo.
Oh my God!
I didn't watch it. All I did, I'll just read my favorite tweet of the evening.
Okay, yes, please do.
From
my favorite tweet was somebody doing counter programming. It was Celeste Ng who tweeted out a picture of a hedgehog eating pizza. That was what kept me sane because I did watch it because I'm an idiot.
So the thing that I retweeted and liked. As far because I didn't watch the debate, I only watched Twitter watching the debate,
which is a much better way to do it, I think.
And one of my favorite follows, if you don't follow him on Twitter, then I suggest you re-examine your head. Matt Oswald, brother of Patton Oswald. Patton Oswald's also a great follow, but on Twitter, I think Matt Oswald
takes the cake.
Gets my award for better Oswald brother.
You only get one Oswald on
for stand-up comedian Patton all the way. Yep. But for guy on Twitter, Matt. Is the fucking winner. But he said, I'm very proud of Trump for answering that Muslim woman's question without calling her a fat cunt.
Oh, my God. It was just... and yes, the woman probably was on the heavier side. And I just... The way that we are... I guess we're talking about it, but we'll move on. But the way that he's talked about women in the last few days, I totally... When I saw that Matt Oswald tweet, I was like, I honestly think he might have been thinking that. I could see him saying it. He doesn't seem like he feels like he has anything to lose. It's just locker room talk. I mean, it looked like a locker room.
Just like us. We're like in a locker room.
We're in a locker room.
That's why we record every week. We're in a locker room. That's why it tends to be echoey.
Echoey.
I don't know how the sound quality is.
I don't think it's echoey.
Okay, well, if we're in a situation where it's echoey, that means we're in a locker room.
Right.
And we're just slapping each other's...
Right now, we can... No, I'm not doing that. I was like...
We're slapping each other's balls and asses.
Oh, yeah.
Because we're just a couple of guys hanging out in the locker room.
But... Most importantly, we ask permission before we slap each other's asses and balls.
No, we just do it. We just grab
Steve.
a ball.
Grab him by the balls.
I grab Chris by the balls, and then I get his asshole I get my thumb in his asshole, and I kind of go heedle-deedle-doo with my index finger and my ring finger on his balls, and he's like, "Hey, everybody! This is Horribly Off Topic. I'm Chris."
If you've ever wondered why the opening of the show sounds the way that it does, that's our secret. We even when we're not in the locker room, we pretend that we're in the locker room. We do it that way. We have very active imaginations here at Horribly Off Topic. So you spent the weekend with your bag of boogies, pretty
Yes,
much.
I was supposed to go up north with Becky. She went up. I did not, and
Yeah.
it was probably for the best.
Yeah.
Because like I was just miserable. Like Friday and Saturday were the worst for me, and I went to work on Friday.
Yeah.
And I made it through the entire day, but by the time I took the train home, and this is something we haven't talked
I
about
know
yet.
that is on our list. It is the number one thing on the list. Steve's commute.
So yeah, I took the train home, and I'll get into it later, but I think the reason why I finally got sick, because like it's been a while actually. I don't think I got a summer cold this year, which is great because as
Summer
people
colds.
say, summer colds are the worst.
Yes.
Because it's like wicked hot and you're like sweating, and it just you have to have the AC cranked, and by the time you get it up to a temperature that you want, you're freezing.
Right.
So yeah, at least with when it's a normal, fun, good fall temperature out, you can just
Good time to get sick.
yeah. Well, it's not a good time. There's no good time to get sick, but
Yeah,
it's a
but-
better time to get sick than the fucking summer.
But you've got apple cider around. You've got
we
all
just got
sorts-
it today, so
Yeah. Oh, okay. That's ill time.
like today was when I finally started
Finally.
feeling a little bit better. Well, Sunday was okay,
Right.
but I didn't really feel like going or doing anything.
Right. Yeah.
But today, with some little coughing fits in the morning,
Yeah.
I think I'm finally on the mend.
On the mend. So you're gonna save the commuting thing for later.
No, I mean we can talk about it now. I mean,
Right.
I
I mean,
I
what-
have I think I jumped the gun the last time I did this, but
Yeah.
I have a new job. I'm not going to say where.
Okay.
Just like I didn't say where I worked before, and you do, but that's fine.
I mean, I do it. Yeah. People, I've tried not to actively say it because I don't want to have to do the. This is such a fucking tangent. I was revising my Twitter bio the other day, and I was looking at what other people do when they are sometimes irreverent, but they want to say where they work because because that's one of the ways people might find them. People
Yeah.
in the community. In my case, students might find me on Twitter by searching for the name of the university.
You're like, why does he follow this kid Steve, and why does he do a podcast with him? Why does his friend Steve say cunt so much?
So a lot of people in their Twitter bio, not a lot of people, but enough people that I considered it, put in something like opinions are my own, or sometimes people put in retweets do not equal endorsements, or things like this, and I'm like,
I'm officially endorsing Matt Oswald for president.
I don't want to have to put those kind of disclaimers because you only get 140 characters for your bio. I don't know if you knew this, Steve. You only get 140 characters for your bio.
I think I just put podcaster and comedian, even though I don't do any stand-up anymore.
No, but you're a funny guy.
Oh, thank
Once
you.
a comedian, always a comedian.
Once a comedian, or ever always, as the expression goes.
So anyway, I don't try to like actively mention, to get back to your story, I don't try to actively mention on the show where I work, but people could find out pretty easily. So I do try not to be a complete jackass as a public figure because I would like to not lose my job.
So, I mean, people can know in the general area if they're paying attention where by
Don't be creepy.
Me talking about what trains I'm taking.
Right.
They can guesstimate approximately where I work, but I'm not going to say exactly where I work. The reason that I'm probably sick is because that everybody on that either the orange line or the green line or the bus or whatever is got a little tickle in their throat or coughing or whatever.
It's like being in a preschool.
Friday in particular was like a pain in the ass to get home, and because I wasn't feeling good and I got up late, and so I've stopped. Like when I originally started going to work, what I was doing was driving to the Oak Grove station, which is the first stop on. I'm gonna get fucking local for you.
Local for you.
For a while, so you don't need to say it more than that once.
Nope, just that once.
so the first stop on the orange line of the T, and so anybody that's following along at home, you can pull up a map and you can see Oak Grove is the first stop of the orange line. So I would go there and I jump on the train. I go on the orange line to not to North Station, which is where a lot of people think that I would pick up the green line.
Right.
I would go to Downtown Crossing and then walk over to Park Street, which you can do in the train area.
Yep.
Walk over to Park Street because that's where you can get like any of the lettered trains. And the particular green line train that I needed to get on would be a B train.
A B train. Which
Which is the area around Boston University.
Yes.
And it eventually leads to, at the very end, Boston College.
this is true.
So yeah, the B trains are weird because
They are.
they're I don't know. The only one that's like sort of really off is an E train.
Yeah, an E train goes out towards the. I'm not going to use directions would be more useful to people who don't know what the fuck we're talking about.
All right,
it kind of goes. Does it go more north? Does it veer? Is it
I don't know which way.
northernmost?
So
I don't know. It goes
if you're
towards
heading towards the Museum of Fine Arts,
yes,
that's the train you would take, the E train. If you're
Anywhere else.
if you're going from out of town and you're going to fucking Fenway Park, they're playing right now.
They are playing right now. There was 0-0 when we started.
Yeah, let me search again.
I wonder what it is. What it is now?
Oh, it's 2-0 Cleveland. Crap. So if you're going to Fenway Park, like probably not again this season.
No, probably
because
not.
the Indians are up 2-0 in this game and also 2-0
in the series.
But if you're going down there, you would take any of the other trains except for the E,
right?
Because you would get off at Kenmore.
At Kenmore, yeah.
Kenmore, and then you would walk
Kenmore
over.
Square.
And then you would walk over to the park from
Yes.
there. Or if you're ever going to the House of Blues or any of the other venues around Fenway Park. Oh,
Kenmore is the place to go, which was unfortunate for me from 2004 through 2010 when I worked right
Kenmore.
outside the Kenmore T stop. And I had to, especially at night during baseball season, if I had to go home. That's why I eventually stopped taking the T, is because I hated having to fight my way through the crowd that was coming up out of the subway.
Was there a place that you could park for your business that it was?
There was, and for a little while I did park, but then I eventually started walking. This is stupid. I'm taking us away from your story. I started walking from Kenmore Square to South Station, where I would take the bus home.
But yeah, so if you were going to go to Fenway Park, you would take any train
Except the E.
Except for the E train. You would take a B, a C, or a D. For some other reason, there's no A train.
There's no A train.
I don't know why. Is there a reason for that?
I don't know.
Hey, people out there that listen to the show,
yes,
because we don't feel like doing research live on the show.
No, not at all.
Do a little research. Fuck it. No.
All right.
I would like. I want interaction more.
You want interaction? All right. Yes. So send us an email.
Tell us why, either a theory or
we like theories,
or an actual reason why.
Yeah.
There is no A train on the Green Line.
Okay.
So yeah, I take that. I work in the vicinity of Boston University.
Right.
So. I mean, it's a big area. So
it is a pretty big area. There's a lot of T stops just on the BU campus.
Yeah, I don't know. Understand Blandford Street?
Yeah.
Why does that have to be a fucking stop?
Is Blandford the first one after it goes above ground?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
The destination of this train is Boston College.
I love how they're two different voices. That's one of those things that, and of course, when I'd ride them as a 20-something, when I'd ride the T, my favorite was riding on the Red Line, which it seemed like I rode on the Red Line more than anything else. And
because as far as us, our group of friends. We always went into Cambridge as opposed to Boston.
Yeah, we would always park at Alewife, and then from Alewife, that's how we would get to which is in Cambridge, or it's in Somerville. It's in Somerville.
It's technically in Cambridge.
Technically, it's in Cambridge. So we'd get.
But it's right on the line.
Yeah, we'd go there. We would ride the subway until it went up out over the Charles and into Park Street.
Yeah,
Park Street, which is right near the not the Public Gardens, the park. What is it called? Common.
The Common, Boston Common.
Boston
So
Common.
if you get off at Park Street, the place where I'm changing trains,
Yes.
if you just get out, if you walk out of the station, you are at Boston Common.
Yes.
So if anybody out of towners, Park Street is your destination.
Park Street.
If you want to go to the fucking Common.
Right fucking there is the right fucking there. I don't know why I had to swear at that moment.
Whoa.
Right fucking there is the church where my grandparents got married.
Wow, that's amazing.
Park Street fucking church.
That used to be the combat zone.
A little bit further down.
Yeah, well, yeah, but it was pretty close to
Pretty
there.
close. Yeah. I mean, so
I think actually, if you got off at the downtown crossing stop,
Oh, yes.
which you can walk, like underneath the ground.
between downtown crossing, which is orange and red. No,
It's
yeah,
orange,
and
red.
and Chinatown, which is just red.
No,
right?
it's just orange.
Just orange. Between that's the good old combat zone. I went to some places.
All right, we talked
back
about
there.
it
we
before.
did.
We don't need to do it again.
Go back and listen to the
All right,
to the
so
archives.
I don't. Did I bring this up the last? Because like when we went to see Ween, we were like walking around looking for just a place to go before the show.
You might have mentioned this.
That we were going to go to Copperfield's. Because we just wanted a couple of drinks, and I know that Copperfield's typically had a pinball machine there, so
Yeah.
like, I was fucking getting my pin boner.
Pinball boner.
So I made the portmanteau, but you're just like, I'm just gonna say
I'm
everything.
just gonna say
I'm gonna say every word ever.
One of my ticks that I've gotten really annoyed with as I go back and edit the show, which is not really editing the show, it's listening for links and shit, is when I repeat you.
I've never noticed.
You've never noticed?
No, not at all. I've never.
You've never noticed. I don't know when I started doing it to the extent that I've been doing it, but I wanted to reach through the headphones and punch myself.
So now that you're aware,
I know I've been aware, and I keep doing it, and I still want to punch myself, but I just keep doing it.
it'll be better. You'll get better eventually.
I'm like good old Donnie. Just
Donnie Wahlberg.
I want to see that fucking movie. No, wait, that's Marky Mark. I want to see the fucking Marky Mark Boston Marathon movie now because Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross are doing the soundtrack.
Oh, cool. That'll make it a good movie to watch.
They do good soundtracks.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean the movie's going to be good.
I don't know. Just close my eyes, listen to it.
We watched The Simpsons this week, and it was.
Did they throw any Chelmsford stuff in there? I know they were set. It was set in Boston.
Yeah, it was set in Boston, but they
didn't go too far out of it.
Yeah, it was pretty funny, and I think Michael Chiklis was in it, Bill Burr, some other Boston people.
Dennis Leary.
No Larry. But it was pretty entertaining. Yeah. It was. I think it was more funny for someone who either grew up around here, or because it starts off with the Springfield Adams are having like a football rivalry with the Boston.
Something American? No,
it was some sort of patriotic thing.
Something, yeah. But and then Homer decides he wants to live in Boston.
Yeah, so they end up living in Boston for a little bit, which Lisa is fucking ecstatic, and Bart's initially ecstatic, but then he realizes how not like the Town or whatever other like gangster movies.
Not like The Town or what's the fucking other one with DiCaprio? With DiCaprio and Departed.
Departed, yeah. It's not. It wasn't. It's not. Well, it might. It might have been. 10, 20 years ago.
Not Dropkick Murphys and bagpipes on every corner.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. So you were looking for pinball.
Oh yeah, we went to fucking. We went to go to Copperfield's, and it was not there, and there was a nice big old sign that says "Making way for a tilted kilt," and I was like, ugh. I remember going to the one up in was it in Nashua? Not far from Leda Lanes.
Okay, yeah. I don't know.
I went up there once, and it was basically a low rent version of Hooters.
Oh, okay.
Which is just like, what?
Well, yeah.
I don't know how you can get a peg down from fucking Hooters.
You think fucking Hooters is pleasant?
fucking Hooters. You've never done it?
I plead the fifth.
Oh. Do. What is that?
It looks like a white or gray hair.
It's a pubic hair.
It's a fucking long pubic hair.
Throw it on the ground. It's mine. Really long gray
It's been
pubes.
a long time since you trimmed. You're like, well, no problem.
Really long gray pubes. I don't have any pubes on. I mean, I don't have any grays on my head, but I have just really long gray ones.
Why was a pube on the computer?
Yeah, it was not a pube. It was probably just one of. I think the one gray hair I found, I probably pulled out and put it on the computer.
Yeah. All right, so you're commuting.
Yes,
and is that
so? But like I was doing that, and then I didn't want to be paying like the $6 a day for parking at Oak Grove, so I was like, fuck that. And then I realized that like there's an express bus in Woburn, and there's like several spots around town that can pick me up. So
that takes you to Oak Grove, or takes you to?
It takes me to like State Street.
Oh, to State Street. Okay, which is not that far away.
Yeah, so it's like about a quarter of a mile from Park Street, and I just walk from there. And
pretty good.
Yeah, and then it's a little. The pass is more expensive,
right?
But since my work pays for some of it, it ends up being still way cheaper than me parking it at the station every day.
Well, yeah, and then there's people don't. I mean, anybody who lives in or around a city probably knows this, but parking in around Cambridge and Boston just continues to get more and more ridiculous.
And living around.
Well, I mean, in terms of like finding parking, like so many people drive in. Or drive into one of these lots around the area that by certain times of the day they're just full, and so even beyond the cost of it, there's the stress of, am I going to find a parking spot? And if I don't find a parking spot,
and so people are like leaving for work earlier and earlier,
right,
so they can get those spots. Like, one of the things that I did right before, like I had a teeny little bit of time off in between the two jobs, but one of the things that I did on one of the days was I drove to that the Oak Grove station, and I just paid the parking, and I sat there. I just sat there and waited to see when the parking lot filled up.
When it filled up, okay.
So basically, I said I noticed that most of the lot, if not all of it, but most of it was full by 7:30. So if you this is, and I'm helping people out here,
you're
helping some locals out, maybe. If you are planning on parking in that parking lot, get there at 7:30 or earlier, if you want to get a spot.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, it's that makes sense given what I remember. But it's been a while since I've tried to park that close.
But on Friday, I woke up late, and I did not make it. I was like, there's no way I'm making it to pick up my bus at the right time, and getting the next bus would have just been bad,
right?
Because it was a Friday before a long weekend.
Yeah,
and I noticed when I was driving over 93, I noticed it was already terrible.
Yeah,
and so like getting that first bus would have been like that terrible, and like the one that's going to be a half an hour later would have been even fucking worse. So like that Weird Al album.
Which was actually pretty good.
Yeah, it was a good album.
Stuck in a Closet with Vanna White.
You always bring up that song.
That one's the one that I remember.
So I went to the station, and just because because the bus does have to go onto 93.
Yeah.
I mean, once the HOV lane opens up,
right,
it's smooth sailing for a little bit. But like until that point, it's just bad.
Yeah.
Like I don't get a lot of because I'm doing less driving, which is good. So I can just play games on my phone and listening to podcasts. Well, not that I wasn't listening to podcasts or whatever on my way in. Anyways, but I mean I could do that, and I can be less active and less stressed.
Yeah.
As far as like the commute goes, but it's still like there's still so many fucking people on the road, and it just doesn't make sense to me. Like why companies don't do things like offer a work from home option or something like that, because there's been plenty of businesses over the years where people are just going in and like there's a lot of time that they're not doing work.
Yeah, they're not.
And I'm not going to say this is every place, but like, if a person, like if you're concerned as a business,
right,
that your employees aren't doing work,
yeah,
having them be there isn't going to fucking help.
Well, I remember,
unless you are like literally hovering over them all day, and that's a good way to get an employee to fucking leave.
Yeah. Well, my job, the job at Kenmore, was for a small nonprofit, and there were two of us, and eventually my boss moved away, and so he was in Michigan, and I was in Boston, and yes, we occasionally had volunteers coming in who I had to supervise, but there were days when we didn't have volunteers coming in, and all of my work was electronic work that could have been done from anywhere. And the main reason I was going in was because
to get away from your kids.
No, it's because we were on the BU campus and on the BU phone system, and for whatever reason at that point, from 2004 to 2010, there was no way to forward calls out of the BU system to some other place. So the only reason I was there in the office was to be a person to answer the phones if somebody called. Otherwise, my boss was totally okay with me working from home, but we needed somebody there because we were constantly looking for who's going to give us donations and important.
But yeah, I mean,
calls.
But that was how many years ago was that?
That was now it's been like 6 years. Yeah,
6 years
since I stopped. Yeah.
So 6 years, like that's a decent chunk of change as far as time goes, and as far as technology is concerned, because
but it doesn't seem like it's gotten any better.
We just need less people on the fucking road.
Well, and I think part of that, I don't know. For me, I get the sense that people are getting priced out of. Not just the city, which they've been priced out of for decades.
They're priced out of the burbs.
They're priced out of the burbs, and then they're getting priced out of the burbs outside the burb. Like first you get priced out of Boston, then you get priced out of Cambridge, and then you get priced out of Somerville. And there was a time when I started. My grad degree, that Somerville was still kind of known as Slummerville, like that.
Yeah, it's not anymore,
and it's not at all. No, that's where all the hip people are.
Like the assembly area. Like I don't remember it being a stop when on the Orange Line, but now it is. That's where that area where Good Times was. Mm-hmm. You ever go there?
I don't know if I ever went there.
It was actually pretty great. But
oh yes, I do. Was there like laser tag?
I think they had laser tag. They had batting cages. They had a giant bar area.
I think I went there before my family's final family vacations, like summer of '95. I think I went to go hang out with all of my friends because I was so bummed I was going to fucking Disney World the next day. What a fucking asshole I was. We were me, my brother, my parents. It was after I graduated high school, before I started college. And I'm pretty sure that's where I went was that place right before we.
But that place, I mean, I remember going there a bunch. I think it closed around the time where I wasn't living in the state anymore. I think when I was in North Carolina is when it closed. Their website is still up. I was actually looking into it the other day.
Yeah.
And. They had their calendar, and then on Thursdays they had Guitar Hero tournaments. So I'm like, there's the time and place.
Yep.
If you were playing, you can remember the time where you were still playing Guitar Hero. That's when Good Times closed.
That's when Good Times was there.
But yeah, it was. I always had a really good time when I went there.
Hence the name.
Yeah, Good Times. But I imagine they had a lot of problems with gang, perhaps related stuff. Because it was in that particular area, it wasn't really nice.
Yeah.
And I imagine it is now.
I don't see. I think that is the same area where the Lego Land or Lego something is. I think is in that.
Now
the Lego Discovery Center, I think, is in that big plaza that's there now.
Yeah.
And I took the kids there earlier this year, I think, and the area around it is still
a little bit iffy.
Dicey. But the area itself is so big and so vast, you'd be hard pressed to to notice that anything.
See,
around
Baltimore just needs to just do what we're doing.
just gentrify everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Poor Baltimore.
Poor Baltimore.
No, but like, I mean, as much as it's great that there's these nice buildings and whatnot, the thing that bothers me the most about things, it's like
About
if you
America?
well, not necessarily America, but it is partly America. If you go to a store and buy food. Like even here in Massachusetts, if you go to a store and buy food, there is no sales tax on regular necessity foods.
Sure.
Like bread, milk, etc., like cereal things. I think the things that are taxed are candy, and I think soda now. Maybe I don't know.
There's a deposit on soda, but I don't think it's taxed.
I don't know if there's an extra tax on there. I don't know if that's in New York or if Massachusetts passed one. I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't drink soda anymore, so I guess I don't have that issue.
Yeah, no. If there is a tax, it's built into the price. The only thing I ever pay when I buy a soda, because I drink way too much of it, is the deposit.
Okay, so so things like that have that, but like there's no tax on food. And if you go into Target and you buy a shirt or some pants, there is not tax. Like, in New Hampshire, nothing has sales tax. But if you go into like, a store and buy some slacks, you're not paying tax on it because people like we figured out a long time ago that necessities for your life were like food.
You sure you don't pay tax on slacks?
I don't know.
I think you pay tax on slacks.
All right, we want to call the show Tax on Slacks.
I'm not saying it repeatedly because I want to call it that. I just think you don't pay tax on slacks.
I don't think
it's a fun thing to say. I do not like green eggs and ham.
I do not pay a tax on slacks. So
stubborn motherfucking Zax. Yeah, the Zax is one of his characters.
Is it?
Yeah, the Zax. You don't remember the Zax? The Zax was on Dr. Seuss on the Loose, which was green eggs and ham. The Sneetches and the Zax.
I remember the Sneetches, but I don't remember the Zax.
The program started with the Sneetches, then it was the Zax in the middle, and then it finished with green eggs.
Maybe I didn't like the Zax.
It's short. It's really tiny. Even in the book, it's really tiny.
Okay.
It's like a fraction of the pages of the Sneetches.
All right.
Sneetches is my favorite.
Star-bellied Sneetches.
Oh, I could almost recite that entire fucking book right now.
Let's not. Yeah. All right. So
now the star-bellied Sneetches.
Fuck you! Stop it.
Had bellies with stars.
No shit. So yeah, you don't pay a tax on things like clothing because it's important that you need to wear things on your body to stay warm and not in the elements or whatever the fuck.
Right.
Reasons.
Yes.
You need clothing.
Because reasons you need clothing.
Yeah. So you need food. You need clothing. There's no tax on this, but a place to live. One of the most important places ever.
Yep.
Like you pay fucking out the ass.
Out the ass.
Whether it
Fuck you, Chris. Stop doing it. I just fucking did it again. I'm gonna fucking punch you through the fucking. Hold on.
Okay, stop hitting yourself. Don't stop hitting yourself.
Ow. All right.
I'm actually legitimately telling you to stop hitting yourself.
That hurt. But maybe I'll stop it.
Stop hitting yourself.
Maybe I'll stop that, but maybe I'll also stop with the repeating you. Maybe that was the last time. Maybe I just needed a good punch.
So
maybe somebody needed to grab me by the balls.
Like it's ridiculous the amount of rent people pay. Like we pay a lot of fucking rent. And when I was living in fucking Air, I was paying way too much for that fucking studio apartment. And it's just ridiculous. And like if you can afford the down payment for a house and like then you get to a point where your mortgage payment would be less than the amount of rent that you're paying. Right. That's great, but a lot of people can't, because of the amount of like high rates of rent you're paying. Yeah. You can't even get to that point. And sometimes you can what you guys are doing. You have the opportunity. Your parents.
We don't own emotions. We rent.
Yeah. So you guys are. You guys are doing that right now, and hopefully you can get back out there. But it's just fucking... It aggravates me so much that there isn't any affordable places to live around here.
There's not. And so therefore, getting back to the original point, people keep moving further and further out of the city.
And so there's more and more people on the road every day.
Yeah. Because they need the money that the city provides to afford their house that's 40 minutes outside of the city.
Right.
I needed the money that the city provided when I lived in the next fucking state.
I don't know how the fuck you did that commute every day. Well, you didn't do it every day.
And I also tried it a variety of different ways.
I imagine it would have been easier when you weren't doing it, because like when in the summertime when you were I imagine you were doing it less.
Yeah.
Maybe going in very.
Sometimes I had a summer course, so maybe it was once a week or maybe twice a week.
Yeah. So I imagine those.
But only for like 8 weeks at a time.
Yeah, and then like the amount of people around a college campus. During the summer is like ridiculously lower.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't like hard. Have I showed you? I should put it in the show notes. But we're recording this on Monday night, which means I'm going home and I'm going to put this together. And how much I'm going to want to put together for show notes, I don't know. But there's a great video by CGP Grey called it's The Problem of Traffic. The problem of traffic, of course, in his estimation, is that we're a bunch of monkeys driving cars, and that self-driving cars would therefore improve things. And he makes a good point.
It's true. I think it's less that and more of there's too many monkeys driving cars. Mm-hmm. And again, I don't want to rip off Bill Burr, so I'll give him 100% credit. We just need to. We just need another plague. We need some sort of thing to happen to take out an enormous segment of the population.
I've got an idea. We elect a man with orange skin, and we elect Oompa Loompa for president.
I can't roll those dice. That's not the way I want to go out. Like I want it to be on my terms.
You don't want him grabbing you by the pussy?
No, I don't have a pussy.
Goddamn motherfucking asshole. So
they should have had that quote of Gene Wilder when, like, like at the debate. It's like, what do you think about this, Mr. Trump? That this is Gene Wilder's last words before he passed away when he heard you were running for president.
What was it that? I don't think I saved that one.
I don't know.
Well, Anderson Cooper went after him last night, and there was a point at which Anderson Cooper asked Trump if he understood that what he said in the Access Hollywood video was. What he admitted he had done was sexual assault, and Trump tried to evade. And as we joked about earlier, he said it was just locker room chat. But Anderson Cooper persisted and says, "Do you understand that was sexual assault?" And Donald Trump apparently said no. At that point, it would have been great for Anderson Cooper to have a soundboard right there and just press it. And I'm gonna just go,
"You dumb asshole."
I wonder if I could time. I have the clip now in a folder on my computer. I wonder if I could time Gene Wilder with you, so you just said it as a chorus. That would be great.
I don't know if I had the timing right.
That would really take a lot of work. So you came home on Friday. You did your commute. Bag of boogies. That was your weekend.
Yeah, I got back. I was home. I watched. I think I watched some shows. I'm not sure. Yeah. Sort of in a fog. Mm-hmm. A couple of days prior to that, though, prior to my cold, I finally beat The Legend of Zelda: The Second Quest on the first game.
The Second Quest.
The Second Quest.
Congratulations.
So it was tough. I'd never done it before. I'd beaten the original game, like the original,
plenty of times,
the first quest, many times, but the second quest like eluded me for many.
For I think it was 30-something years.
Yeah, a really long time. Came out in 87, so 87. Almost 30.
Back
years.
when I was 10 years old.
Yeah, back when I didn't have it. I didn't have the original Zelda, which is probably why I didn't beat the second quest until much later.
Yeah. Wow.
I'm trying to cough off mic.
No, it's all right. So I had a birthday.
You did. I wished you a happy birthday.
You did. I had a birthday, and then we went apple picking on.
So did we. We have a giant basket over there.
On Saturday. Yeah, you got to. What are your green ones? Granny Smiths? Or are they something? Okay. So we went to what the hell is it? It's a great place. It's up in Parley? I think it's Parley Farms up in Tingsboro. And
I forget the place we went to, but it was a fucking shit show.
We went to Parley. You probably wouldn't like Parley. I think Stephanie doesn't like crowds either, and I'm not a big fan of crowds. It's crowded, Parley Farms, but they have it down to a system. And so we couldn't find any green apples, but I went down this one row, and there were is it Shakuru? I think it might be Shakuru. I might be getting that totally wrong.
Shakuns?
Shakura.
Shakira
apples. We got Shakira apples.
My hips don't lie. Do.
They were like yellowish green, but they were really nice. They were like a Granny Smith or like something like that. They had a little bit of sour, a little bit sweet. It was great. So we did that on Saturday. What?
It was great. Yeah,
this is great. It's great. We did that on Saturday. I forget what we did. Yesterday, I sat around the house. And finished House of Cards while simultaneously looking at stuff about the debate. It was really fucking surreal because I was looking at imaginary things about presidential politics and then real presidential politics, and it all kind of blended together in a blur. I'm pretty sure it was Kevin Spacey who talked about grabbing people's pussies and Donald Trump who murdered people.
What?
No. But then today,
spoilers, Jesus.
Today I got to share this with you because this was great. I was supposed to have
Did you have fun?
I had fun.
What?
I had fun, Steve. I had fun.
I can't wait to hear
I had
about
so
it.
much fun that GarageBand was just like feedback protection. No, I had fun, and here's where I had fun. I had fun at a spot. I had fun at a fun spot.
You went to Fun Spot?
So this was the plan. My sister. Here's the sad part. My sister-in-law has a friend who's not doing well, and was going to go visit that friend, and so I was going to watch. Stephanie had to work. I was going to watch my two kids and my sister-in-law's son, and I was like, I have these gift cards that have been laying around from Fun Spot, and let me go up and use them. It'll give me plenty of money to start off with, and it won't cost me that much to do this trip. So it turned out my sister-in-law did not go see her friend because her friend wasn't feeling up to a visit. So my sister-in-law was there. Thank goodness, because I don't know how I would have handled 3 kids. I probably could have handled it, but we went to Fun Spot. Kids played all the games that
was Jules there? Did you say hi?
Well, this is the story. Yeah. So the kids are playing all the games that get them tickets primarily. I kind of got them into the classic arcade room for a little while to introduce them to Rampage, which they liked. They all played different versions of Pac-Man for a little while, and they were getting antsy. They wanted to get back to winning the tickets. So we end up downstairs. And we're in the area, the bottom floor of Fun Spot.
Near the Brag and Dragon?
We're near the Brag and Dragon, and we are, I think, using one of the sort of electronic poker machines, maybe at the time. And I'm sitting there and I'm talking to the kids, and I happen to look up, and there's this guy that works there, and he looks at me. Now, I've never met Jules.
What?
I've never met Jules until now. And Jules says to me, he says, "Are you Chris?" and I say, "Yeah." And he says, "I recognize your voice." And so it was like, I've never had anybody say, and maybe he also recognized my face, but the fact that
because we used to have our pictures
pictures up, yeah. But I didn't know what he looked like. But I knew that Jules was a person who worked at Fun Spot, so I was on the lookout to see if I spotted anybody with a Jules name tag to say hello. But he heard my voice first, and it was like, wow! I've never had somebody say I recognized you.
Are you Chris? And then he gives you a fucking Court summons.
I don't like to be handed things. No,
We got one back.
We got one back. All right, go Sox. What is it? 2-1 now.
2-1. Yep.
2-1. So got to say hi to Jules. Then I got dragged away before by the kids, obviously before I got to say a proper goodbye. So goodbye, Jules.
So yeah, listen to this episode so you can finally get your goodbye.
He did ask me. He said, "So what are you guys recording tonight?" And that was also very encouraging because I don't know how often anybody listens. So I
think we have a decent amount of regular listeners,
Yeah.
but it's just getting those new ones that's the tricky part.
That's the tricky part. So there weren't a lot of people around. It wasn't very crowded, so there weren't.
I
a
don't
lot of
imagine
people
so.
that
I mean, it is a holiday weekend, but it's also it's also October.
Yeah.
And that's an area that sees a lot of activity in the summertime.
Yeah. It was decent, and on the way back, I mean, there was traffic coming
Way back. Look out on Lansdowne Street.
It was about 40 minutes added to my commute because of the traffic on the way back. But the kids had a great time, and I spent a little more than I should have. They all wanted to do golf. My younger daughter,
like the indoor mini golf.
Yeah, the indoor mini golf. My younger daughter, I realized, has either never played mini golf or nobody has ever tried to teach her how to hold the
putter.
The putter. So I think she was holding it. I mean, she was holding it with two hands, but she had it facing the wrong way. So it's the putter. What is the bottom part of the putter called?
The handle?
No. The thing you hit it with. Is that actually called the putter?
Well, the whole thing is called the putter, but
okay. Well, the bottom part of the putter, the metal part, the part that you hit the ball with.
You just say the metal part.
The putter.
Was she using like the handle to hit it?
Well, no. So she had the putter sort of facing inward toward, like if you imagine that normally you have the putter facing away, like the longer part is.
You're gonna get like a call from child services that you haven't taught your. How old is she now?
She's 6.
You haven't taught your 6-year-old how to play miniature golf yet.
But see, I was keeping score. Right. And I'm always the one that's taking pictures. So I was like, she's going to just not know how to play. And it's going to be cute. And I'll take pictures of her not knowing how to play. And
she's going to get frustrated after a while.
Well, she had fun until she realized she got a 66 and the other kids were in the high 50s. So she was like 10 strokes back of the. Did
you give her any mulligans?
They all got a fucking fuck ton of mulligans. It was a lot of do-overs.
Wait, is that what you said? You were like, "Well, Melody, you're getting a fuck ton of fucking mulligans, mulligans."
Yes, that is exactly how I spoke to that's what's going to get Child Protective Services, because I was talking about a fuck ton of mulligans.
Fuck ton of fucking mulligans and giggins.
No, but it was a great time. I mean, and I did think about, because I should mention, we have an email, but aside from and we should get to it, aside from that email, I got a nice email from Brian. It was just a happy birthday email. It was not necessarily something for the show. And so I got that email. I thought about what you said like a show or two ago. We're like, we're going to do something fucking fun for your birthday. And I was like, I need to find some way to do it. My kids threw me a great little birthday party. It was Captain America themed. They got me a Captain America Lego set.
Oh, neat.
It was all good. But then this weekend, at every opportunity, I was just like, fun. And yes, for me, fun
I would have been on board if I wasn't like, you know.
I know. Well, I
actually we might have still been up there if I had gone up gone up north with Becky.
And I think I checked you on Find My Friends and saw that you were here, and I was like, oh, he might be sick or something. And of course, yesterday you said you were. So
I am in fact sick.
Yeah. At any rate, so
one of these times we're going to go up together on a Sunday, because that's when Jules works, and so we can shoot the breeze with him for a bit of butt. Put my thumb in his butt.
As long as he says
with
yes,
his
Steve.
consent.
With consent.
Yeah, so he'll be like, thumbs up your butt.
Email?
Can I read the email?
You can read the email. We got about 10 minutes. We got about 10 minutes left, so you can take all the time you want with this email.
All right, so we got this email from friend of the show, Leo. He said, "Hey guys, okay, I'll take the bait. You guys are spot on with the bird dinosaur connection. Modern evolutionary biologists You forgot to pluralize that one, but I'll let it slide, even though I just didn't. Classify birds as feathered theropod dinosaurs. Same group as the T-Rex and the raptors. That's why, I remember going to Cedar Point in I think it's right outside of Sandusky, Ohio, when I was 16, maybe 15, 16, something like that.
Okay.
And they had a roller coaster called the Raptor, and it wasn't a velociraptor, it was a bird raptor.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
But this was, maybe a year or two after maybe 3 years or so after Jurassic Park came out. So getting the word raptor on something was
a good idea.
Key for them. It was a fun ride. My mother threw up afterwards.
I don't know why I left it.
It's funny. It's funny when people throw up. It's just as simple as the birds survived the extinction event and the other species did not. Also, I'll give Chris extra credit for knowing Swoop was a
Pteranodon. And not a pterodactyl.
I wanted to say Peter Ceternodon.
Okay.
Not a pterodactyl. Sorry, no pretentious corrections this time. Damn it. On the trauma topic, I do remember the Toxic Avenger cartoon.
Okay.
Even had he had some of the action figures, but he's never seen the films. We might have to get together. Oh no, he says might have to hit you up for a marathon session sometime. I don't own any of these, so we might have to go
find the back of a truck,
or maybe go onto Amazon, see if they have like the best of trauma collection or something.
They did. I mean, I was able to find
on Blu-ray would be even better.
I was able to find James Gunn's PG porn. I put all those in the show notes last week.
Oh, cool.
And watched all of them because why not? And you should go back to the show notes and watch them yourselves because it was a treat.
And he said, "Till next time, cheers, Leo."
Cheers, Leo. I'm trying to figure out whether or not I actually did know it was a pteranodon and not a pterodactyl without looking at. I think I was reading from a Wikipedia article.
I really wanted it to be a Peter Cetera.
Peter Ceternodon?
Yeah, Peter Ceternodon.
Peter Ceternodon. There we go.
He was in Chicago, but he also did
the Karate Kid.
The theme from Karate Kid 2. The one that's like a knight in shining armor
from a long time ago.
It's just in time I saved the day. Took it to my castle far away.
You're welcome. Was that in Karate Kid, the video game?
I don't think so.
Yeah. I remember John
I hated
playing
that fucking
game.
That game sucked.
Because it was both the first and the second movies. I think.
Well, the thing is, the first movie is the easiest part of the fucking game.
Yeah.
You're just like, I won.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, now we're in Okinawa. There's fucking birds and wind and shit flying at me. Yeah. And then it's like a hurricane. And then, I don't know.
Yeah. It was.
And then the last stage, I never made it to. I remember watching The Angry Video Game Nerd. For this particular one, and there's guys running around with spears, and I'm like, I don't remember this fucking part.
I think I vaguely remember that, but I probably
didn't
remember
get there. Karate Kid 3 at all? And I'm not talking about the one with Hilary Swank. I'm talking about the third Karate Kid movie with Ralph Macchio and Pat Morita. It did exist.
Oh wait, he's back from. Yeah, they're back from Japan. Okinawa, and there's a redheaded girl that's his girlfriend then at that point. That's why I remember it, because I have a thing for redheads.
Oh, okay. But then, I remember there being a thing with the bonsai tree, but that's about it.
Yes, yeah. He brought the bonsai tree back from Okinawa, and he's having to plant it, and he's planting it on kind of like a weird cliff face or something to get it something like that. I remember them having to rappel down a cliff or some goddamn thing.
No, that was Cliffhanger. Whoa! All right, so this is a challenge for you at some other time.
By the way,
what?
It's 4-1.
Oh, god damn it.
Yeah.
Stupid Red Sox.
Yep. The
I mean,
Indians got 2 in the
if we're gonna get beat by somebody, it's like I always have a soft spot in my heart for the Indians, and the fact that Terry Francona is their manager now.
Yeah.
I kind of like it's
okay.
if it was the Yankees, I'd be like fuck and super angry.
Yeah.
But they didn't make it to the postseason this year.
Fuck them guys. What about the Metropolitans? Are they still in it?
I don't think so.
Oh wait, no, not the Mets. The Cubs. Are the Cubs in it?
I don't know.
Cubs.
What the fuck was I saying?
I don't know. Cubs won their last game 5-2.
Hey, let's get back on track.
I'm sorry, I got us.
No, but I'm seriously wanting.
Topic. Wow, that hurt.
All right, so what the fuck really was that?
You were talking about.
We were talking about Karate
Kid.
Kid 3. What the fuck was I gonna say though? Oh, you fucking got me. Can we pause it and go back?
Can we pause it?
You dumb asshole!
And we're back. So what I was going to say was I watched because I brought up Cliffhanger.
Right.
But what I was going to say is I watched Demolition Man this past week.
That's a classic.
So this is a challenge for you at some point in the future.
To watch Demolition Man?
No, not watched it.
Without drinking?
Have you seen it? You have to have seen this movie.
I have seen Demolition Man.
All right, so in a show in the future, not this one, because obviously you're going to publish it soon after you get home.
Yeah.
But you know the little guy in the thing in the background whenever somebody curses. It's like goes, John Spartan, you are fined 1 credit.
Yes.
What I want to do
Oh, no.
in one of the episodes of the show, and this is going to be post production for you.
It's going to require a lot.
Every time one of us curses, you have to find a clip of that, like, but it has to be like in the background. It can't be it can't be like really prominent.
Right. I wonder how you. Well, of course, first
you could just try to, or we could just do a thing.
We could fake it, but I mean,
Chris Clark, you are fined 1 credit for.
I think you would probably have to fake it. So it'd be about how you what was the quality of the voice of the robot or of the.
But then there was this noise that was like, "Brr," and then like, but yeah, I would like to at least one episode have that going on in the background every time we swear. I think that would be fucking hilarious.
I think it would be a lot of work, but yes.
So look for that right when we get the dad cast.
Robin Lively was
the guy the voice.
No. Robin Lively. She was the
the
love interest, Jessica, in the Karate Kid Part 3.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about the man that was doing the voice of the computer that was saying it was bad that you were swearing.
No. Although that I could look up. Demolition Man. Wesley Snipes, right?
Yes.
And Sylvester Stallone.
And Sly Stallone.
Sandra Bullock.
Bullock.
That's how you say it, right? Bullock.
It's
the Bollocks.
Sandra.
Never mind the Bullocks.
Yeah, I always called her Sandra Buttock because.
Oh, that's clever.
Well, because if you just draw a line in between the 2 L's, it becomes
I'm being
Buttock.
an asshole.
Yes, you are an asshole.
I'm an asshole. He wasn't on The Simpsons, though. That's a shame.
No, it was just some other people.
Yeah. Taco Bell patron Lara Harris.
Okay, enough with the.
Yeah, no. Wait. Fiber Op Girl? That's not her, right?
No, it wasn't a girl. It was a guy.
It was a guy. Oh, okay. Wasteland Scrap. Cryocon. Wasteland Scrap. Mainframe Computer.
There we go.
That's a woman though. Adrienne Barbeau.
I want to be an Adrienne Barbeau bot with chainsaw hands. Buzz.
Hold on.
You can find the show notes for this episode, right? Are we done? Mm-hmm. That was not One Piece.
But that wasn't that Patton Oswalt?
No.
No, it's Chainsaws for Tits.
No, that was from C-Lab 20. That was from C-Lab.
I know, but you said Chainsaws for Arms, and that made me think it was a Patton Oswalt reference because I was thinking of what else am I thinking of on this show?
And there go my nipples again, Edith.
Was he? Okay, wait.
Ooh, what?
Edith. No, Alice. When he says to the moon, Alice.
I was not talking about the honeymooners.
I know you weren't, but I was thinking about this today because my kids were both asleep and I was stuck in 40 minutes worth of traffic on the way back from Fun Spot. So I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, or maybe it was on the way up there and they just weren't talking to me. I don't know. I had a lot of time to think, and I was thinking that supposedly, like I've heard that's a line that intimates or suggests abuse. Is he saying that he's going to hit her so hard that she'll go to the moon? Is that what that was all about?
Yes.
Okay. All right. It's been on my.
But the trick is, he says he's going to do it, but he never does.
It's just locker room talk.
Yeah. He was just, that was the grabbing pussies of that day.
That was. All right. So you shouldn't have said that, because Trump's out there doing research. He's like, I just got to invoke Ralph Cramden.
Yeah.
His base will love it. Ralph Cramden.
They will. Don't fucking give him fuel to the fire.
And the winner of the 2016
Fuck you.
presidential election, Donald J.
Sorry, Leo. I need to crumple up your email to do this. Give me that.
All right. Yeah, got it. You can find the show notes for this episode at clarkwoods.com/hot/115.
Oh, 115.
115. Wow. And if you'd like to comment on anything that we've said, or that you've said, or that either presidential candidate has said, hot@clarkwoods.com. That's the email address.
Yes, and you can talk to us personally. If you'd like to. I'm on Twitter at Tuesday is Loser. That's Tuesday IS Loser, all one word.
And I am at ECC 1977 because I am old as fuck.
You're not that old.
39 now.